I'd like to welcome to Art in the Air Spotlight from the South Shore Orchestra, and they'll be performing a new concert coming up on June 20th on Friday, 7 p.m. at Central Park Plaza. And, of course, we have our maestro that's here, and he's been with us before, of course, for an in-depth interview, Troy Webdell. He's going to tell us a little about what South Shore Orchestra is doing, and also the guest artist. Troy, welcome back to Art in the Air Spotlight.
Thank you, Larry. Thanks for having me. We're doing, with South Shore Orchestra, another summer concert. We did a summer concert last year in Valparaiso Central Park, but actually that one got rained out. Oops. So hopefully this one will be happening in the park. If not, we always do the rain location at Valparaiso High School. So this one is June 20th at 7 o'clock p.m., and it's called Superman, Shostakovich, and Mozart's Clarinet. And it's kind of a big mix of pieces that feature superheroes or super people in music. So, of course, Mozart was a superhero composer, Shostakovich, a big superhero composer, and Superman, of course, is a Superman, but composed by John Williams, who is also a super composer. We're going to be having a wonderful clarinetist, Canadian clarinetist, Laurie Blanchet, is going to be coming to perform, and the Mozart Clarinet Concerto. So it should be a wonderful mixture of music, something for everyone.
Now, she's with your Fort Wayne Philharmonic Orchestra, is that correct?
She is the principal clarinetist with Fort Wayne Philharmonic, but she also regularly plays with Chicago Symphony. She'll sub in. She's done that several times recently. So you may see her in Fort Wayne, you may see her in Chicago. You may see her in Canada playing. You may, but if you are in Valparaiso on June 20th, you will see her with us, South Shore Orchestra.
So was this pairing your inspiration?
Yes. I wanted to put together music that was kind of meaningful for the time. Also, a connection to the 80th anniversary of World War II, which the Shostakovich Symphony No. 9 is. Shostakovich was basically told to write a huge symphony celebrating the end of World War II. He was told this by Joseph Stalin, which you probably know as the dictator in Russia at the time. And Shostakovich, although he wanted to write something for the end of World War II, he did not want to appease Stalin. So he started to write this big piece with chorus, orchestra, very much like the Beethoven Ninth Symphony, which is what Stalin wanted. But then secretly he wrote the real Ninth Symphony, which is you're going to hear on June 20th. And the real Ninth Symphony is more reminiscent of circus music. So no chorus, shorter length. Probably his shortest symphony, and just real fun music. So it's kind of, Stalin was not very happy when he heard this performed, because he was expecting this big piece of music.
So does the title indicate the way we're going to hear the music?
No, Shostakovich will be last. Yes. Okay. So Superman will open up, kind of like a big patriotic type thing, and then into Mozart's Clarinet Concerto, which was the first concerto written for clarinet ever. So Mozart kind of wrote it for a different type of clarinet, which they had back then, but it's been adapted for the modern clarinet.
So what's the challenges of performing outdoors versus, of course, in a hall or symphony hall or auditorium?
Well, definitely the weather. That's one. But then also there are things like the acoustics. Sometimes it's, if the wind blows a certain way, you might not hear something that you heard in rehearsal. So those types of things. Now, we will have a sound person who will do his magic and make everything sound, perfectly out where you're going to be sitting.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, humidity's got to be a big issue, too, especially for some of the instruments. So I would imagine the woodwinds that use reeds, that's got to affect it dramatically.
Yes, humidity. A lot of the wind instruments especially are used to playing outside in the summer. There are several summer bands in the area that they play in also. A lot of our musicians play in other groups throughout the area, which is kind of a nice thing.
This has been your association with the South Shore Orchestra, but tell us some of the things that you've been doing also beyond that.
Well, I'm also a conductor with the Fort Wayne Philharmonic. And with that, I conduct many different concerts, including the Family series, which I have kind of recreated there, based on children's books. So all the concerts are connected to a certain children's book, and the music kind of goes with that. But it's not just children's music, you hear that term, but it's masterworks music put to a family concert, basically.
Right. And how many concerts a year do you do there in Fort Wayne?
With the Philharmonic, I'll conduct around 10 to 15 concerts.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot. They do a lot of concerts.
Very art-rich community, Fort Wayne. I like it a lot.
Yeah, and it's a full-time orchestra, so they're playing most of the year.
Well, in our final minute here, can you remind everyone where the concert is? What's on the schedule one more time, Troy?
Yes, we have Superman Shostakovich and Mozart's Clarinet with the South Shore Orchestra on Friday, June 20th at 7 o'clock p.m. in Valparaiso Central Park. There will be food trucks and all kinds of fun things for you. Just bring a lawn chair and come and enjoy the music.
And if you get rained out, where do you go?
Valparaiso High School is our rain location.
Excellent. Well, we're glad to have you back on the show and touch base with us about the South Shore Orchestra. And again, just hitting it again Friday, June 20th, 7 p.m., Central Park in Valparaiso. Troy, thank you so much for coming on Art on the Air Spotlight and sharing your upcoming concert.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maestro.
Thank you.
And a Spotlight Extra. Artists may enter 2 pieces of their artwork for the Chesterton Women's Club Art Show on June 3rd at 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Chesterton Art Center, and the show runs June 5th through the 28th. Art on the Air Spotlight and the complete 1-hour program on Lakeshore Public Media is brought to you by McCauley Real Estate in Valparaiso, Olga Patrician, Senior Broker.